Hello, I've had a question in the Calculus Vectors, Unit 3, Lesson 3, and I believe this is 6D. And the 6D, what I do, I first of all check to make sure we have an issue. So -1, if we substitute that in, we will end up with 0 in the denominator. So in order to do anything with this, the only thing we really have available to us, or what we always try to do first, is factoring. The top is unfactorable, x minus 1. Well, on the bottom, that is a difference of squares. So it's x minus 1, x plus 1. So once we factor that difference of squares, we see that our x minus 1s will cancel out. Next, we clean it up to reanalyze if we still have an issue. So x plus 1. If we were to substitute the -1 in, we end up with 0. So therefore, this is undefined. All right, it is undefined. And the reason for this, all right, our toolbox is first we factor if possible. We get to make into one fraction. So make into one fraction and multiply by conjugate. So that's kind of the only tools we have available to us. So if we do our checklist, we factored. So we've done that, and that didn't help. There were no fractions within the numerator and denominator, so we can't do that. And multiplying by a conjugate is just going to return us to the original question, because we're going to multiply by x minus 1, and that doesn't help at all. Conjugate's more for when we're dealing with square roots. So we've exhausted all our possibilities here. So the only possible conclusion then is there is no solution, or it is undefined when we go to do an analysis at that particular point. All right. I guess graphically, if you want to think of it in terms of graphically, what that really means is that we have an asymptote at that point. So at -1, it must be an asymptote. So it is approaching infinity or negative infinity. That's what we've really determined. If you have any further questions or need clarification, let me know, and I'll give you a hint.